Hi guys, so this is a video about perpendicular lines on a coordinate graph. So one thing that we need to understand first is the word reciprocal. So we'll see it down here in a second in the definition for, or in the sentence, or in the notes about what perpendicular lines are on coordinate graph. But the word reciprocal means, it's very simple. To find the reciprocal of a number or a fraction, what we do is we flip it upside down. That's really all what it means. So if I was to say what's the reciprocal of 3 over 4, it would be 4 over 3. If I was to ask what's the reciprocal of 5 over 6, it would be 6 over 5. So reciprocal just means you're putting the bottom number on top and the top number on the bottom. If you have something like this, for example, though, 2, if I was to ask what's the reciprocal of 2, you might get a little bit confused because you can't really flip from what you see there, but you should obviously know that 2 is the same thing as 2 over 1. So therefore, if I was to ask what's the reciprocal of 2, I just put the 1 on top, so it will be 1 over 2. If I was to ask what's the reciprocal of 5, we know that 5 is 5 over 1, so the reciprocal is just 1 over 5. So hopefully that makes sense. So let's look at what it says here then. It says the slope of a line perpendicular to another line is minus its reciprocal. So what is the slope of a line perpendicular to y equals 6x plus 3? So minus its reciprocal. So really all we have to do is we have to minus whatever the slope is, and then we have to do the reciprocal of it as well. So if I'm to look at this line here, y equals mx plus c, I can see that the 6 is the slope because there's a 6 in front of the x. So when the line is in this form, whatever is in front of the x has to be the slope. So m of that line is 6. So in order to get the slope of the line perpendicular to it, I just need to do minus the reciprocal of that line. So minus the reciprocal of 6. So 6 is the same as 6 over 1. So the reciprocal of 6 over 1 would be 1 over 6. And then I also need to do minus. I need to do minus it. So it would be minus 1 over 6. So the slope of a line perpendicular to that line is minus 1 over 6. So if I'm to look at the second one here then, so the second example, so minus the reciprocal, that's the thing you need to think of straight away when you see the word perpendicular with these questions with coordinate geometry. So find a line that is perpendicular to the line y equals 2x minus 3, and it contains the point 4, 5. So we're given two pieces of information about this line then. So it's perpendicular to y equals 2x minus 3, and it contains the point 4, 5. So in order to find the equation of any line, we need two things. We need the slope and we need a point on the line. So we're given a point here already, and we're also given this information that the slope of it, or that the line is perpendicular to this other line, this y equals 2x minus 3. So what we're going to do is we're going to take y equals 2x minus 3. So if I'm able to find the slope of this line and then just do minus the reciprocal, that has to be the slope then of the new line. Once I do minus the reciprocal to that, to the slope of that line, and then I can combine that new slope with the point 4, 5. So really that's what we're going to do here. So y equals mx plus c. So we can see that 2 is the slope of that line there. So I need to do minus the reciprocal because I want to find the slope of the new line, of the line that's perpendicular to that line. So again, 2 is the same thing as 2 over 1, so the reciprocal then would be 1 over 2. And if I do minus it then, so minus 1, minus a half. So therefore m of the new line equals minus a half, and I can just use this point then, 4, 5, because that point has to be on the line. So I'm just going to put that into my formula then. That's x1, y1. So y minus y1 equals m by x minus x1. This is just equation of the line formula. It's on page 18 in your log tables. So y minus and y1 is 5 equals minus a half by x minus 4. So that's effectively, that's the answer, that's the line, but I can go ahead and I can just tidy it up a little bit. So a little trick is to multiply both sides by 2, and that'll remove the bottom there, that'll get rid of that fraction in front of the second bracket on the right hand side, because we don't really want that, it makes things a little bit awkward. So if I multiply the left hand side by 2, I get 2y minus 10. If I multiply the right hand side by 2, it just cancels out that 2 on the bottom there with the multiplying by 2. So I'm just left with minus 1 and then x minus 4 inside the brackets. And then I can go and multiply that, so I get minus x plus 4, because minus 1 times minus 4 is plus 4. Then I can add x to both sides just to make the equation look a little bit nicer. So I get x, 2y minus 4, and then I can just add 10 to both sides just to put the numbers on the right hand side. So x plus 2y equals 14. So that's my answer once I tidy up the look of the equation a little bit.